I want to share two big components. One's going to be on meals, and the other's going to be on Wi-Fi. And so on meals, I've shared before and previously, and there will be calls that will be going out to our community that we're going to go to a one meal delivery a day, and that's going to begin on Monday the 20th. And so I want everyone to know that we're no longer going to do a 7:30 and an 11:30, so a breakfast and a lunch. We're going to have you pick up both items at the same time. So that will be at 10:30 to 12:30, Monday through Friday. Again, 10:30 to 12:30. It'll be a single meal pickup, or excuse me, a singular time where you can get both breakfast and lunch during that time frame. From 10:30 to 12:30, you'll be able to get breakfast and lunch. And so that'll begin Monday, the 20th. So the locations will remain the same. So we're still delivering our Meals on Wheels program. We're still delivering at the other brick and mortar facilities. Our buses are still pushing out, but they'll be delivering the breakfast and lunch 10:30 to 12:30. So be sure that that's something you note. There'll be a call out coming from your campus principals identifying that as well. I'm almost certain Monday someone will show up at 7:30, but just know 10:30 to 12:30. Our Meals on Wheels program is still going to continue. Our buses will still push out our meals. One identifier that we have a number of parents who are picking up their meals for their kids, or multiple kids, or guardians who are picking up meals for kids that they're watching during this time frame. We are, the Texas Department of Agriculture is requiring us now, as part of our auditing piece, to have parents who are picking up meals without kids in the vehicle with them, or walking up without kids, to identify the students that they're getting meals for. So we have a form that we're going to give you, and you need to identify the students that you're picking up meals for, and just give us that form back. That's so when we are audited by the Texas Department of Agriculture, or we do request reimbursement back for meals, we're able to provide that documentation in regards to parents who are picking up meals without kids in tow. So just know as well that on Monday the 20th, we're going to be giving you this form when you do come to our pickup locations and you do not have a student with you. That form is going to be available both in Spanish and Hakachin for our family members in our community, so that they can ensure that when they do come back each time, that we'll have a form, you'll have a form, and just identify the form. So in any of our locations that you do go to, you're able to go through and get the meal and get it quickly. So just know that that's a requirement that we have, that around the state, everyone is having to identify in a way that they're picking up the meal for a student, 18 and under. Next week as well, at our bus locations that we are pushing out food, we have two buses that go out into those locations. One is a bus that has Wi-Fi. Those buses will be out there from 8:30 to 12:30. They've been boosted to push out much further than just the bus location itself. So just come out early, and take on your work, and begin at 8:30 in the morning. And by 10:30, another bus will be pulling up with your breakfast and lunch at that time. So you get an opportunity to get two things done during those locations on our bus drive Wi-Fi boosting. We ask that while you're online, there's an opportunity. We have identified locations within the city, identified locations within the district that have buildings that are boosting the Wi-Fi out into the parking lot areas, as well as we've we'll begin a distribution for Wi-Fi devices. But we ask families to go into Skyward Family Access and develop an account if you do not already have one. That allows you to look at every factor about your student, especially their grades. So this gives you an idea of where your student sits today. That way you'll have as we begin the progress monitoring, you know exactly where your student is as we progress through this second semester. We ask that you also go online to complete your online enrollment. It's a very quick process. If you've been in the district, the online enrollment process should not take you but just a few minutes. It allows your document to populate with information already that you've given us. We ask that you update the information. If it's an updated telephone number or something's been transcribed that you put in that was incorrect, that you fix those things. And it allows us to know that you are set and ready for the 2021 school year. Everyone in the district has to enroll. And we do this every year. It's been done paper before. It's online. We started last year, and this year it's an online enrollment process. It takes just minutes for you to get all your kids done. And you can go to our website, which is www.midlandisd.net. Go to the parent and student link. You can find the Skyward, click the Skyward button. It will take you to the online enrollment place, as well as you can go and get your Skyward Family Access if you've not developed that account at this time. We also ask that you go and do your U.S. Census. Just did mine here recently within the last several weeks. Ask that you complete that so our city gets all the necessary means and dollars that are allocated federally, that they come to us to support, education, government, hospital, that allow us to do the things that we need to do in our community, that we ask that individuals step out there to get that done while you have the access to the Wi-Fi in a variety of locations throughout our city or all the way into your home. Closing remarks, just want to thank our technology team. They've done a phenomenal job. They pushed a number of factors in a short time period to really draw upon their skill set. Chromebooks and getting Chromebooks ready to be issued and delivered, to implementing Wi-Fi boosting capabilities, which I spoke to just previously, throughout our city and in our locations, to buses that are going out, to allowing the opportunity to bring the teacher from our brick and mortar, from our schools, into your home. This is a dynamic team, and they are certainly making it happen. They've got a hotline that's set up, so parents who are struggling through a number of factors, whether it's I'm trying to connect and I can't, I'm trying to get into the Google Classroom, I'm having a difficulty around these factors, we have a tech team that's there to support you in your need. Not only do you have your teacher, your campus principal, but you have this tech team that's built and designed to support you as you move forward. One thing that we know that rests with a number of people, and it was mentioned earlier from Russell Myers, that the governor's going to come either today or tomorrow to present out what next steps could look like for a number of factors. We're looking at it from the school side to see what that might generate from the May 4th executive order for closure. That does closure extend beyond the May 4th timeframe? We'll see what that dictates, and we'll be ready for whatever decision that comes forward at that point. Part of that decision making as well, because we've been ahead of where the governor has been in regards to closure. We're looking to our medical advice from both the cities, both the hospital and health department, to help us understand what decision making do we need to make as we decide to bring 30,000 individuals back into our brick and mortar facilities. And I want to be sure that and ensure you that we're going to make the best decision for our community as that decision making comes forward. We propped up a number of support pieces, not only mental health, information for our class of 2020, our seniors. You're able to go to those locations and draw in some feedback and information to help you gain better decision making for you and your students as we drive forward. But again, two big pieces. Meal times are changing, 10:30 to 12:30. Still, we get our largest portion every day. We're serving about 11,000 meals. 8,000 of those occur during the lunch hour that we have, the 11:30 to 12:30, and about 3,000 happen at the 7:30 to 8:30 time frame. We're condensing that to one delivery, one time a day, 10:30 to 12:30, both lunch and breakfast you'll get. So you get lunch for that day, breakfast for the next day is how it would work. The other piece is, just know that we have, if you need support, whether it be a device of some type, whether it be a Wi-Fi device, or whether it be a Chromebook, a laptop device, please reach out to your campus teacher, call the campus if you don't have that capability, but reach out to teacher and the campus administration so that we can get you taken care of and ensure that you have what you need in regards to that. With that, I'll take questions.
Okay, the first one is, are you providing PPE for those distributing meals?
Yes, we are. If you drive to any of our meal sites, we've done that early on to ensure that they have protective masks and gloves, and they have all the capability to disinfect and wipe as a prep for the day and end for the day.
And the next question comes from Stuart at the MRT. Can you really envision a scenario that kids should be back on campus in 2 weeks, no matter what the governor states?
I've shared this with a number of community members, and I'll share it here as well, that knowing that after May 4th, there's just a few short weeks to end school, the 22nd, that would be a very difficult scenario to look at based on what's occurring in our community. You heard from Dr. Wilson and Russell Myers and from Whitney Craig around this is what's occurring. And to bring 30,000 individuals back into buildings, that would be I see that as a long shot. Not that it couldn't happen, but I'm hearing from the hospital side, which has helped us make our decision making early in regards to closure, that there is still a social distancing aspect of what we can do, and we have control over 30,000 people to make that decision. So I think he may come up with something, but again, we'll make the best decision, whatever that decision is from the governor for our community.